Touch this skin. Touch all of this skin, darling. I don't know whether I'm going to get a copyright strike from Paris is Burning or RuPaul. Don't look at me like that, bitch. We both stole it. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and stick around. My name is Janessa, and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, I'm going to do a little update on my skincare video. I did a skincare video a while back. It's been maybe 2 years. I think I did it pretty early into my channel in 2020. The first year of the pandemonium, and so I was like, you know what, I haven't changed a lot, but there's different things that I would change about that video. So I thought, let's go ahead and jump in and do a brand new skincare video. And if you're interested to know a little bit more about my skincare routine as somebody who is over 40 and has oily skin, then stick around because we're getting into it right now. Yes, I am a skincare enthusiast. I love skincare. I've been doing some sort of skincare since basically late high school, starting in college. I love it. It's my pamper time. I don't necessarily do it as like, I have to do this or I'm going to turn into the crypt keeper, although time is ticking away. I do it because I love it, and it's my time to just relax and pamper myself. I love the feeling of my skin after a good skincare routine. And I have to tell you that I am a longtime skincare enthusiast, and it's taken a lot of work to get the routine that I have because I have oily skin. And if you have oily skin, you know the struggle. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more as we get into the video. But first, we have to do all of the necessary disclaimers for people who don't want to be accountable for their own choices. So let's do it. Look, bitch. Does this look like the face of somebody you should take medical advice from? Now, I am a skincare enthusiast, and I have taken a couple of non-medical courses on skincare and skincare ingredients and use of skincare. But I am not a dermatologist. I am not an esthetician. And so, obviously, if you are making serious, significant choices about things that you are putting on or in your body, this Hot Mess Express should not be taken as medical advice. You should always consult with your dermatologist, your esthetician, before making any major changes. They can help you out with determining what products are best for you. I just am somebody who has experimented with a lot of things. I have tried a lot of things, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I feel like I have a bit of knowledge about what has worked for me. So if that advice can be helpful to you, then I'm glad. But this is not meant to be medical advice, and it's not meant to be something that you take in place of advice from an esthetician or a dermatologist. We cool? All right, so years ago, it's a whole other story. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but I was an Avon lady when I was in grad school. I sold Avon for, I think, the better part of a year, maybe even a little bit more. And I loved Avon products. I used a lot of Avon products. I know a lot of people are anti-MLM. I feel like Avon is a different kind of MLM, a different level of MLM. I feel like I don't hear some of the exploitative LuLaRoe type of things that I hear about other MLMs. But I was an Avon lady. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And they offered a training course for what they called beauty advisors. And what I liked about this training course is that this training course didn't just teach you about Avon products. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of things that walked you through their different regimens that they had. It walked you through some of the makeup, but it also gave you some basic knowledge of skincare. And that has really shaped how I put together my routine. And the 4-step routine that they recommended in this beauty advisor training was cleanse, tone, treat, moisturize. And as I've worked with products and as I've developed my own skincare routine, that has really guided me, and it's really made sense to me because the first 2 steps, cleansing and toning, are about removing and resetting your face. And then the treat and moisturize steps are all about adding new things that are going to help with repairing and with pampering and really kind of working with your skin and the different needs and desires that you have from a skincare routine. One thing to get out of the way right away is that you're going to find a lot of products that say good for all skin types. I have mentioned this in several videos, and I will mention it until the day I die. And that is that just because something said it's good for all skin types doesn't mean it's going to be a good experience for all skin types. And I'm talking specifically about oily beasts. Now, I would say if you have sensitive skin or you have dry skin, there's probably some products that you also have trouble with that say they're for all skin types. Because basically what's happening when a product says that it's good for all skin types, what that means is that that product will do what it's advertised to do on all skin types. So for example, vitamin C is often used for brightening and dark spot correction. A vitamin C serum will do that on any skin type, whether you're normal, dry, oily, combination. A vitamin C serum will do that. But if you are oily and the vitamin C serum is super oily and emollient, you're probably not going to enjoy wearing it. It's probably going to be too much oil and heaviness on your face. So it's important to not only find products that do the things that you want them to do, but also that work well with your other products and that don't feel uncomfortable, that don't feel like too much. Because if there's too much on your face, I tend to start rubbing my face, I end up wiping a lot of it off, and it's just not a good experience, and it's a waste of product. Now, if you're looking to build a skincare routine and you're looking at your budget, I would say that the first two steps are where you can really afford to maybe cut it down a little bit. The steps where you are cleaning your face and where you're really trying to restore the pH balance, that's where you don't need fancy, expensive products. If you want them and if they make you feel good and it's within your price range, absolutely go wild. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Check with your dermatologist, check with your esthetician, and you can get whatever products are going to work for you within your price range. But if you're having to make some choices and you need to budget, cleanse and tone are where you can really cheap out. You can find really good options for not very expensive, because all you're doing is washing and cleaning your face. So you want something that's going to be a good cleanser that's going to get in and take out any dirt or any debris, anything from the day, kind of wash away dead skin cells. And then you want a toner that's going to help reset the pH balance and maybe do a little bit of chemical exfoliation. More on that later. So I have said before in videos that I don't think a cleanser should ever cost you more than $12, $15. So I use the Soap & Glory Face Soap and Clarity Vitamin C Facial Wash. I love this. It's got a beautiful fresh scent. It's got these little, they're not actually microbeads. I know they look like microbeads, but they actually explode on the skin. It just feels fresh, and I feel it cleaning my face. When I use this, I feel like my face is cleaner at the end. And this is $12 for an 11.8 ounce bottle. So this is a really good deal. I love this. You can get this at Ulta. Usually you can get it at Target. You can find it online. This is a really great cleanser, not very expensive. Now, when I was packing up, I forgot to bring the toner steps, and I use at least one toner every day, but sometimes I will bring in two, and currently I am using two. The one that I use all the time is the Mario Badescu Glycolic Acid Toner. Now, I love a toner for some chemical exfoliation. That's another piece that you can get from that toning step. The main thing that you want to do is you want something that's going to do a little bit of a final cleanse. Now, if you're still getting a lot of dirt when you're doing that toner, if it's turning brown, your little cotton pad or whatever, if that's turning brown when you do the toner step, your cleanser is not doing its job. Your cleanser is not good enough. Because really that cleansing step should be getting everything off of your face, and the toner should just be getting any last kind of buried stuff and then helping to reset the pH balance. And then if it's got a little bit of chemical exfoliation, great. That's why I like the Mario Badescu Glycolic Acid Toner, because it does, again, it feels fresh. I don't feel like there's a residue on my face, and it's just really clean and nice. It doesn't have much of a fragrance, and it really works well for me. And you can get a pretty big bottle for $12, $18 from Ulta. You can get Mario Badescu in a lot of different places. Sometimes you'll even run across it in TJ Maxx. I love it. That's my favorite toner. But sometimes I'll supplement it. Occasionally I will mix in a little bit of astringent. I know, an alcohol-based toner, everybody's going to lose their minds. Now don't come for me yet. I'm not saying that I use like an astringent every single day. But if I notice that I'm having some bad breakouts, if I notice that my skin is a little bit rougher, if I'm getting more redness, more bumps on top and underneath the skin, I will sometimes mix in astringent every other day for a week, maybe 2, until it's gone. Now, alcohol can be really stripping to the skin if you use it all the time, every day. But if you use it occasionally, if you're using other good treatment products, they should be sort of helping to balance that out. So again, it's not something I use for everyday use, but occasionally I will go ahead and mix in an astringent, an alcohol-based astringent, to go ahead and help with some breakouts, some redness, things like that. Now, the other one that I'm using currently is the Milani Blue Agave. That's one that's got hyaluronic acid in it. I don't know why I bought that, because I like hyaluronic acid, but I get it in another product we're going to see in a minute. But I just decided to mix that in, and what I like about that is that that does have a really nice smell. So I will usually just take a cotton pad, and I will mix the Mario Badescu and the Milani together, and it just gives it that really nice smell. I know it's got some hyaluronic acid, which is good, so it's just a really good experience. Now, let's talk about fragrance. You're going to find a lot of people on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok that are telling you that you should never use products with fragrance. And I call bullshit. Here's the thing. Anybody can have an allergic reaction to any ingredient at any time. There are some ingredients that are barred, or some that have to be given with warnings because more people react, there's more problems. But any ingredient can cause a problem. Some people are just sensitive to fragrance. I generally am not. So because of that, I don't mind products that have added fragrance, and I actually like it. I like it to be part of the experience. Sometimes skincare, if it just smells like nothing, that's fine. But sometimes the more natural stuff, it just smells kind of yuck. It's got a weird, herbally, woodland kind of smell that I just don't enjoy. And my skincare, again, is not about achieving a goal. It's all about my pamper time, and I don't want to sit in a shit stack in the woods in my pamper time. Like, I want it to smell like lavender and beautiful things, so just let me live. So if you are sensitive to fragrance, then avoid products that have fragrance. But the people who tell you that no one can ever have it, it's terrible, it's wrecking your skin all the time, those people are kind of full of shit. It's all about your individual skin, and so you're gonna do what? Check with your dermatologist or esthetician. Now let's talk about the treatment step. So I currently have 5 products that I use. There are different ingredients that I'm looking for. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about what they do, what the idea behind them is, and give you a couple of things to look out for if you decide to use any of them. The first of them is hyaluronic acid. So my current hyaluronic acid, I like the Mermaid Skin by Tarte. This is part of their Rainforest of the Sea, Mermaid of the Sea, whatever kind of bullshit. The Mermaid Skin, this is a really good hyaluronic acid. It's nice and light. I don't really notice anything with this, but hyaluronic acid is meant to help with anti-aging, anti-wrinkles, really kind of help buff up the skin. And anything that's an acid is going to help with a little bit of chemical exfoliation. So treatment is where I really like to put in some products that are going to do some of that chemical exfoliation. We get a little bit of it with the toning stage, and then we add some products on top that are going to continue that work. The second product that I like to use, when I can afford it, is Good Genes by Sunday Riley. This is a lactic acid treatment, so again, really good for exfoliation, really good for plumpness, helping the skin recover. I really like this. It's just so fucking expensive. I just re-upped. This is the empty bottle that I just finished, and I just picked up some on the Sephora sale. Check out that video here if you haven't seen it yet. And I love this, but if I can get it for 20% off, that's great. If I'm not feeling rich, I will take this out of my skincare because I am getting other forms of chemical exfoliation. I don't necessarily need this, but this is one that when I'm using it, I feel like I really do see a difference in the quality of my skin. Next ingredient, we have vitamin C. My current vitamin C serum is from Glow Recipe. This is the Guava Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum. I used to use a different one from Glow Recipe that was pineapple, and they discontinued it. Let me tell you, I could make a whole video about all of the heartbreak that I've had with finding the perfect skincare product for me, and then the damn thing gets discontinued. I actually like this one better. This has a nice, light, fruity scent. The pineapple one was great, but it smelled like you were putting room temperature pineapple juice on your face. And it was a little bit thicker, and so it was kind of like you just found a drink. Like the next day you're cleaning up after the party, and you find a drink that's got pineapple juice, and you just like put your fingers in and rub it all over your face. It was not a great experience. So this one is much better, feels much better on the face, and I'm getting that great vitamin C benefit. This is great for lightening and brightening. It's good for dark spot correction, and I really like to have a vitamin C. It can be a little finicky. You want to make sure this is an opaque bottle. You want to make sure it's in an opaque bottle or that you store it out of sunlight. The next ingredient that I like to include is niacinamide, and I'm currently using this niacinamide from Good Molecules. I've really been liking this. It's a nice light serum. Now I have found some things online, some warnings, that say that it can be troublesome sometimes to use niacinamide with acid products. So hyaluronic acid, lactic acid, basically everything I've shown you in the treatment step up to this point. It said that it can cause flushing, it can cause redness. I have not noticed that. I actually have redness naturally, and I have noticed that my redness actually goes away after I do my skincare routine and it sinks in and it settles. So I don't have that kind of reaction with it, but be aware that is something to talk to your esthetician or your dermatologist about. If you notice any redness, any flushing, any rashiness, you may want to check and see if maybe you've got niacinamide in a product that's meshing wrong with an acid in a product. But I haven't had that problem, and I love me some niacinamide. Another thing that niacinamide does is it really helps with maintaining moisture in the skin and rebuilding that barrier. So because I am an oily hoe who likes to use astringent from time to time, that's why I like to have a niacinamide, so that if I do a little bit of damage to the barrier of my skin with the alcohol, then I can try to counteract that a little bit with my moisturizers and also with the niacinamide that helps to rebuild that barrier. And finally, I'm 45. I don't have a lot of wrinkles. That's one of the benefits of being a thicker milkshake, is that any wrinkles that I would have are currently filled with Taco Bell. But I am getting a little bit older, so I'm always looking at anti-wrinkle, anti-aging stuff, just to include it in the routine. And one thing that I hear about all the time is retinol. I'm still super new to retinol, but I have been incorporating one into my routine. This is from The Ordinary. This is a 0.5% retinol in squalane. And I know that squalane is sometimes a controversial ingredient because sometimes it's animal-derived, sometimes it's not. I believe the label on here says that it's plant-derived. I can't really remember. I'm not vegan. I don't necessarily care about vegan skincare, so I don't know which way this is derived, but I have heard good things about squalane. I don't know a lot about it. I'm not using this product to get the squalane, but I do use it for the retinol. So I'm giving this a try, and we'll see how it goes. So far, I've been liking it, but I'm still pretty new. I need to do more research into retinol to know a little bit more, but I know that it's kind of one of those hot ingredients of the moment. And so I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and add some into the routine. Now let's talk about moisturizer. Now, a moisturizer, a good moisturizer, should be doing two things. It should be hydrating the skin. It should be adding a little bit of water. So if you're using products that have those good occlusive ingredients that are going to help pull water into the skin, it's helpful to hydrate and put some water on the skin so that it doesn't have to look for the water in the skin already. You can add some more and it'll bring it in. And then it should be establishing a barrier. So you want it to set up a good barrier to keep all of the nasty stuff that's in the atmosphere out for as long as possible. Now, you can look for a moisturizer that does both of those things. What I like to do is use two moisturizers. So I start with a hydrator, and my favorite is the Tarte Drink of H2O. And this is just a nice light water cream. Anything that's light, kind of gel texture, you don't need a lot of heaviness for this step if you're just using it for hydration. Because this is going to go on, it's going to feel wet and luxurious, and then I put another moisture on top of that. This is the Milk Makeup Vegan Milk Moisturizer. I love this, and I'm really surprised. So I was looking around for a new moisturizer after Glam Glow, god damn it, discontinued the Volcasmic. Till the end of time, I will be mad about that. I'm going to die mad about it because I love the Volcasmic mattifying moisturizer. It was perfect for my oily skin. And I was really surprised. I just tried this on a whim. Somebody that I knew that liked a lot of the same products that I like talked about how great this was, and I was like, really? Because every product that I have tried from Milk Makeup in the cosmetic line has been so filled with oily greasiness that I was like, how is a moisturizer not going to be just like an oil slick on my face? And this is perfection. It goes on and it dries down and it doesn't leave me feeling sticky. I don't feel oily. And I feel like I've got a nice barrier on my skin, but I don't feel like I'm wearing a mask. I don't feel like I'm wearing a heavy lotiony product. It just goes on and it settles into the skin and it dissipates. It's so good. I absolutely love this. As an oily skin beast, I don't think I like it as much as the Volcasmic, but that's not available anymore, so this is my new absolute favorite. So that's my basic daytime routine, and I do that every morning when I get out of the shower. So I keep my cleanser in the shower, and I do my cleansing there, and then I will do all of my toning and treatment products once I get out and before I get dressed for work. Now, nighttime, I'm not as good. I am always falling asleep on the couch. You clicked onto a video for over 40. Let me tell you about that over 40 wild life that I lead. Sometimes I just put on a TV show and a bitch falls asleep and then wakes up to go to bed. So I don't always remember to do my nighttime skincare routine, but here's what I do when I do it. I use the same cleanser and toner as I would normally use for my daytime routine. And then if I'm trying any really emollient, lotiony products, I will put them on. So if I've got something that I'm trying out and it's maybe a little bit heavy, I will put that on at nighttime because I'm not going anywhere except to bed. So I will put things on that maybe feel a little too heavy for day. And then for my moisturizer, I like to use the Laneige Night Cream. This is the lavender. Again, I know some people are sensitive to fragrance, so you may not jive with this one. I love it. I love lavender. And when you're going to sleep, and you've got this beautiful lavender scent on your face, I love it. Another thing that I will add when I do my nighttime routine is I add in an eye cream. I have not found an eye cream that I can wear comfortably during the day. They all feel too heavy. So many of them are tinted, and I don't wear foundation or concealer or anything on a regular basis. So I can't have anything that's really tinted and going to be really obvious. So when I do my nighttime routine, I like to put an eye cream on and I slather it. I put it on thick with like 5 C's. My current eye cream is the Glam Glow Bright Eyes. It's been meh. I've been trying more Glam Glow products because I hope I'll find something I love as much as the Volcasmic, and I just haven't. When this is empty, I'm going to buy the Ulla Henriksen Banana Eye Cream. That's my favorite. I just gave this one a try. I think I found it in TJ Maxx, and so I was like, well, it's cheap, let's give it a try. And it's just been meh. It's fine. I don't hate it. There's nothing bad about it. But there's nothing great about the experience. I don't notice any particular benefits from this, so I like this one okay, but the Ulla Henriksen Banana Eye Cream is my absolute favorite, and I love to slather that on before I go to bed. And the other thing I slather on before I go to bed, and this, even if I don't do the full skincare routine, I try to keep this next to my bed, so that even if I forget to do that, I can try to remember to rub this on. And this is a lip mask. This is the Laneige lip mask, and I love this. This is in Sweet Candy, and this is so good. All of them are so delightful. I love the gummy bear smell. It's really good. They had like an apple pear one that was really good. I've had so many of these, and this is a big pot, and it lasts for a long time. And this is one of the few like lip treatments that I go through pretty regularly. I love this, and I slather it on. When I'm going to bed and I'm not going to be talking, I don't care if I look goopy and crazy. I put a ton of it on. I love this. This is my favorite lip mask. So that's my routine. Now let's talk a little bit about some of my occasional products. Products that I don't use all the time, but that I like to work in from time to time. And we're going to go to another one of those controversial places, and we're going to talk about physical exfoliation.
Oh yeah, rough me up, daddy.
So as you saw in my toning and treatment segment of my skincare routine, I use a lot of chemical exfoliators. I use hyaluronic acid, lactic acid, glycolic acid. So I'm doing a lot of chemical exfoliation. Plus I shave fairly regularly, so that helps with a little bit of physical exfoliation already. So I don't do a lot of physical exfoliation. Now again, skincare people tend to go to extreme. And there will be people, especially on that cesspool nightmare of Twitter, who will tell you that physical exfoliation is the devil, and if you do it one time, you are dooming your skin to a nightmare of torment. It's not true. It's too extreme. So basically, the difference between chemical and physical exfoliation, if you're not sure what that is, chemical exfoliation is using a chemical to get into your skin and remove dead skin and get it to slough off so that when you are cleaning your face, when you're wiping it down, the dead skin cells will be rubbed off. Physical exfoliation is when you use something with an actual physical grit or ingredient that you're going to rub on your face gently in order to remove dead skin cells. If you notice that your complexion is really kind of dull and gray and you're not seeing any brightness, it's not looking very lively, you're looking maybe a little sickly, you might want to do a little bit of physical exfoliation. Again, in terms of products and how to use and how often, always check with your esthetician or dermatologist. But a physical exfoliator is just like sandpaper. If you know sandpaper, sandpaper comes in all different types of grit. There's that really extreme, thick grit sandpaper that has big old chunks, and if you rub that on a piece of wood, it's ruined. And it goes all the way down to really, really light, thin particles that just are used for polishing. So the bigger the grit, the rougher it's going to be on your skin. Because remember, you're trying to get those dead skin cells to slough off. But you can also potentially make little micro abrasions on the skin. That's why you don't want to overdo physical exfoliation. But that doesn't mean never. Now, I never go as extreme as like a walnut scrub or anything like that, like the St. Ives apricot scrub. Oh my God, one time I saw a YouTube video where somebody said that they did that 3 times a day. And I'm like, I'm coming back in a month and I bet your skin is hamburger helper. Like, it's too much. I really love Queen Helene. Queen Helene is a skincare and personal care brand that is often focused for people of color. You can find it a lot of times in the ethnic hair and skincare section, or you can find it at beauty supply stores. But it has some really wonderful products. Now, this is their pomegranate raspberry scrub. It's got a really fine grit. It's not aggressive at all. And now, I don't even use this on a regular basis. The most I would use it is maybe twice a week. Because like I said, I've got a lot of chemical exfoliation. I don't usually need a lot of physical exfoliation, but if I notice maybe I've forgotten to do my skincare, I've been neglecting it, and I look a little gray, I can tell that some of the like dead, dull skin is hanging around, I will use this maybe twice a week, but I just use it as needed. If I feel like I need a little pick-me-up, I'll use this in the shower right before I do my cleansing. But I don't use it a lot, but I really do love this one. And Queen Helene is a really affordable brand. Another thing that I will do occasionally as a little kind of personal in-home spa day is I will use some eye pads and sheet masks. And I ain't talking about Apple products, bitch. So these are little under eye pads. I love these. These are from Good Molecules. And what I will do is in the evening, if I'm going to sit and maybe watch a movie and I want to do a little skincare spa retreat for myself, is I will put on a bunch of serums and treatment products, and maybe I'll put them on a little bit thicker than I normally do. And then I will put these under eye pads under my eyes. And then I will put a sheet mask over the whole thing to help lock it in. And so I will put on a sheet mask and kind of touch it in and just sit for 15, 20, 25 minutes while I watch a show or watch a movie and just let it all sink in. And then I peel off the sheet mask, peel off these little under eye pads, and my skin feels like heaven. I love to do that. Now that can be a little fun pick-me-up. It feels nice. It's so pampering to me. But my favorite skincare indulgent is a face mask. I love a good face mask. And my favorite is from Queen Helene. Now this is the scrub. I already showed you this. Don't get it twisted. But I love Queen Helene's Mint Julep Mask. If that was the only skincare product that I could have for the rest of my life, I would be happy with that. I love it. It's a green clay mask, and you slather it on, and it hardens down, and when you wipe it off, it just takes all that excess oil, all the gunky stuff on your skin, any excess dead skin cells, it just takes it away, and I just feel so refreshed, and it's got this light mintiness that's not aggressive, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't sting. It's so beautiful. And I'm out of it, which is why I'm having to just hold this up, because Queen Helene, I have a lot of her products that I use all the time, And the one that I am always using and always running out of is the Queen Helene Mint Julep Mask. Now, I love the Queen Helene because it's a clay mask. Again, I have oily skin. If you have oily skin, what you're probably going to want to look for are clay masks, because those are going to sit on the skin, and as they harden, they're going to suck up that extra sebum, that extra oil that's on your skin. It's going to take excess oil and just filter it out, and then you're going to wipe it away. If you have drier skin, clay masks are probably not great for you. You probably don't want to do a lot of those because you don't have a lot to work with, and then you're taking something that's can be a little drying and you're putting that on top of it. So for people with drier skin, you're going to want like a peel mask. Now, I do peel masks every once in a while because sometimes it's just a nice little refresher. This is from the brand Formula 10.0.6. I do not understand what that stupid name is about. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I like to use these occasionally where I will cleanse and tone my skin first, and then I will put this on and then do the treatment and the moisturizer. And so for me, these peel masks, what they do is they sit on the skin and they deliver ingredients, but they don't necessarily suck any oil out. That's why they're great for dry skin. And that's why I don't put them on before I've cleansed and toned, because then I'm just putting it on top of like oily skin that's got nastiness on it, and I want these ingredients to really be absorbed in. So I will go ahead and put this on my skin after I've cleansed and toned as kind of the first treatment step, peel it off, and then finish with my routine. Now the third kind of mask, I am conflicted about these. And they are the type of things that they call themselves masks, but they're really just kind of a leave-on treatment that you put on. They never harden to either like a sheet that you can peel off or into like a clay mask that you have to scrub off or whatever. They maybe dry down a little bit, but they never form that like clay mask that I love. And I feel really conflicted. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I don't. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Jeffree Star Tranquility Face Mask. This is from his Lavender Lemonade collection that he put out. If you haven't seen my Jeffree Star skincare video, which is conveniently linked right here for you, then you should check it out, because as an oily beast, as somebody over 40, I hated that line. And this is one of the things that I really said, it's not terrible, I'll maybe finish it, and I've been using it since I finished that video, and I really hate this. So I am not usually sensitive to fragrance. I am not sensitive to lavender in particular. My night cream from Laneige, I have no problems with. Every time I use this, my skin is like red and inflamed. And there's something about it. I don't know if it's just the fragrance. I don't know if it's one of the ingredients. I tried it once as like an overnight leave-on treatment. He had said that in the video that you could do that, and that was a terrible mistake. That just left gunk that like pilled on my skin. It was terrible. But even just using it and washing it off after the 15 minutes, I feel red, inflamed. It's one of those things that I try it and my skin afterwards is not happy. So I think I just need to be done with this. So again, if you're having trouble, check with your dermatologist, check with your esthetician. There may be things that you are sensitive to, even if it's an ingredient that you can handle in other products, because it might be a different kind of ingredient, it may be a different formulation, or it may be in a different concentration. So definitely check with a professional, not a professional hooker clown. But another mask that I have been loving, and this is one of those leave-on treatments. I picked this up in the Sephora VIB sale, so again, watch that video. But this is wonderful. And this is the Pharmacy Honey Potion Plus. And this is a great leave-on treatment. Again, you leave it on for like 10-15 minutes, and it really feels like and kind of smells like honey. But as you rub it onto your face, it heats up a little bit, and it turns into like this white paste. And so you just rub it all over your face. It's usually good if your face is maybe just a little bit wet. Not like soaking wet, but if you spritz a little bit of maybe Fix Plus, or just splash a little water on your face, and then rub this in and get that nice full coverage of the white paste. Leave it on for 15 minutes, and then wash it off. I usually wash this off in the shower because it is a little bit thicker. It feels a little bit sticky, like honey. I mean, no surprise. But I will do it if I'm going to take a shower, and then I will put it on and leave it on and go wash it off in the shower. And afterwards, my skin just feels so nice. I really have been loving this. I'm glad I got it on the sale, and I would think about repurchasing it at full price. And that is it. That is my basic skincare philosophy and routine, a little bit updated. Now, if you saw the first video, yes, I am still in mourning for the Burt's Bees Garden Tomato Toner. That was the best product that I ever had. I love it and I miss it. It was such a great toner. But I found some pretty good products. And again, I'm just an enthusiast. I'm not a professional. I had a little Avon lady training, but I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. So just something that I wanted to share my experiences. And if you can maybe see some of the problems that you're facing in this, it can be useful and you can take it to a consultation with a professional. That's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely leave me a comment down below. If you have oily skin especially, if you have things that you love and that really work well with your skin, let me know. Let a bitch know. Because things get discontinued all the time. And I feel like the things that are good for oily skin get the worst of it. They are always discontinuing my products. I think the Tarte Mermaid Skin hyaluronic acid might have gotten discontinued, and I'm a little bitter about it, so I may have to start looking for a hyaluronic acid soon. So let me know down below your favorite products, what you like to use, what your skin type is, and let's have a conversation. While you're down there, don't forget to give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this video, you liked it, you enjoyed it, or if you're like, bitch, I'm so tired of hearing you talk about your oily skin. I'm a dry bitch and this doesn't help me. Then go ahead and give me that thumbs down. You know what? It's all engagement. I don't care. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try to upload at least one video a week for you, and sometimes, if you're really, really lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, esthetician approved. And if you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne, at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. Skincare is such a passion of mine, and I don't do it because I think I have to, because I think I'm getting old, because I think I'm getting ugly. I do it because I want to pamper myself. I love the way that skincare feels. It's my relaxation time. Before I head off to work and have to deal with projects and people and all that kind of stuff, I love to just slather some beautiful things on my face and just feel nice. So do it because you love it. It's good to protect your skin, but you should always protect your heart. And on that cheesy note, until I see you again, bye. All right, yes. And then I stopped. So I was like, you know what? Let's see.
What were you like?
What was I like?
I was like, you know what? Let me pamper myself some more.
Look at this face. Does this look like the face of somebody you should take medically? You're also going to find lots of people on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. TikTok. So I need to do more research on retinol, and go ahead and join me. What? So you should do it too. Your moisturizer, the main thing that it should be doing are two things. So this is the Milk Makeup Milk. Got milk? Pretty. I love a good face mask. Ow, I just bit my tongue. Esthetician-erific. Esthetician approved. That's better. I mean, it's not great, but it's better.
Okay. It sure is.
It will go down easy if it ain't cheesy.